The important news that came in for US is a bit of a dampener on the US markets, of course. On the most important data from the US came in last night. The companies created far more jobs than expected. Payroll processing firm ADP reported. Private sector jobs surged by 497,000 for the month, much higher than 220,000, the Dow Jones consensus estimate. The increase resulted in the biggest monthly rise since July 2022. This is once again stoking fears of interest rate hikes from the Fed. However, the street will be awaiting the more stable and official data from the US Labor Department. The economists expect growth to cool in jobs to cool down from May.
And on to some cues from central bank officials then. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell said in a statement that they cannot say that the crisis is over, even though things have settled down quite a bit. But he added that the US banks remain resilient otherwise, and meanwhile, Atlanta Fed President and CEO Raphael Bostic sounds of caution. He says that inflation could persist longer and policy measures should work out in the long run.
And Amazon gears up to enter the AI race. CEO Andy Jassy says they will invest big in artificial intelligence, which will have the potential to improve virtual experience of its customers. He specifically pointed to Amazon Web Services as one of the prominent businesses that can capitalize on AI for a long term. He believes he has an edge in AI through its custom chips and services target for developers of large language models.
And US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has kicked off her 4-day tour in China as a mission to deepen ties between the two countries. This comes in after weeks after Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to Beijing last month, which was the first high-level meeting between the two countries after months of tensions. US and China are trying to find a strategic space for both sides to operate.
And after the newly launched Threads platform, Twitter has threatened to sue Meta Platforms in a letter sent to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. The letter from Elon Musk attorney Alex Spiro alleged that Meta's new Twitter clone was built by former Twitter employee deliberately assigned to develop a copycat app. Meta responded to the allegations saying no one on the Threads engineering team is a former Twitter employee.
And Samsung reports its worst decline in quarterly revenue since 2009 after uncertainty over a year-long electronics and memory chip demand slump. Remember, the company has borne the brunt of a slowdown gripping the $160 billion global memory industry. Inflation and recession fears last year triggered a rapid pullback on consumer and business spending that has hammered sales of electronics worldwide.